Protecting your RV with a cover both in winter and summer is a smart idea. On this week's show, Michelle Fontaine shows us how relatively easy it is for one person to do it, once you understand the right way. Then, on our Women in RVing series, we catch up with Amber Selking from LCI and learn all about motivation. Mark Polk from RV Education 101 shows us how important that hitch ball is and what you should know about it. Later, in our Paws on Board segment, we'll see what Dr. Fitz has in her pet doctor's bag for us this week. These stories, and we finally unveil the new Care Camp Super Nobo 2 and explain how you can win this one-of-a-kind Forest River Nobo. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Follow the river.
Hi, Michelle Fontaine for Rolling on TV. The sun in northern Arizona can be brutal. Anything left outside will fade, lots of UV rays. So we decided to cover our RV. The RV cover we chose is made from ADCO, ADCO. And we chose the Designer Series Moderate Climate. And the cost of the RV cover was about $250. And this is a 25-foot RV. Obviously, we got the job done, but it did come with a few challenges. So here's the story of me covering that RV alone. Before cutting the seal wrap, the instructions recommend that you actually measure your RV because manufacturing specs can be off for about 3 feet. The instructions also recommend washing the RV and padding sharp edges. They provide rain spout covers, which is kind of a neat little thing. Well, this was neat. It's a bag to put this in after. So this is the underneath. So I have to turn this over. Okay, I've turned it upside down. So now the front is up there. The back is here. This is the top of the cover. I know this is correct because the zipper is over there, and that's what my door is. So now I'm going to be rolling it up so that when I climb the ladder, that will be ready to pull. Now I'm going to roll it up this way. This is going to be the front part. We'll up the ladder first. There you go, not too bad. When researching how to do this, I found a video that used the roll-up process as I did. As you'll see, doing this alone, I did have problems on this first attempt. At this point, I was still pretty determined. I didn't want to go up on that roof again. This is the point where I felt it was dangerous and it was time to get down. After thinking about it overnight, I knew the wind was an issue, and I also knew I needed to keep that roll together. So here's the next morning. Here we go with attempt number 2. So I re-rolled it. Exterior side up, folded it in from the edges, and tied it every 3 or 4 feet. Also, this time, there's no wind. It's not even 7 a.m. Wow, so much easier. Confirming this is the front. It better be. And all the rolling, you got twisted up a bit. So right now I'm just untwisting the snake. And the fact that I did tie it really helped with that untwisting. You may not be able to tell, but I'm keeping at least 2 feet away from the edge. It's always comforting to see the zipper on the correct side. Wouldn't this be awful if I put it on upside down? Don't walk backwards without looking. There are all kinds of things up here. I'm kind of at the point, I think it's time to get back on the ladder. Now I will get my step ladder out and pull down the side. Don't be fearful, just be careful. I wore sneakers, not flip-flops. I sometimes trip with my sandals, so sneakers were the right shoe for me. You can do this. It's good to have someone within yelling distance, though. The tie-down part was super easy. ADCO provided these weights, which help you throw the tie-down under your RV to the other side. You snap it, tighten it, done. This is Michelle Fontaine for Rolling on TV, feeling very accomplished for putting her RV cover on.
Aquacam toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
Win this 2021 Supernovo 2. Rollin' on TV and Forest River have teamed up again in supporting care camps by raffling off this custom 2021 Supernovo 2 travel trailer. Don't pass up this opportunity to support care camps, which are special oncology camps for children with cancer that allows these deserving children the chance to enjoy life in the great outdoors and just be kids. By supporting care camps, you also get the chance to win this awesome one-of-a-kind Supernovo 2. For a full video on this Supernovo 2 and how to enter the raffle, please visit RollinOnTV.com and click on the Care Camp raffle link. By the way, that beautiful Advanced Elements kayak you see with the Novo is one of the fun RV toys included in this raffle package. I'd say it's time to log into RollinOnTV.com and get your raffle tickets soon.
My background actually started in the manufacturing world in HR right out of undergrad at Notre Dame, and never thought I'd be back into it because I went on a journey of sports psychology and applied human performance psychology to really look at how do humans become the best version of themselves, and how do we build systems that help them become the best version of themselves and really grow and flourish. And I really thought my world would stay in that sports space, but I had the opportunity and honor of having Jason Lippert, the CEO of Lippert Components, on my podcast. And when we ended that conversation, he just made the comment, you know, we could use someone like you in our business to help us continue on our cultural journey and maybe think about it differently than we have in the past. And so that was my first segue into the RV industry. You know, it's interesting, the RV industry historically hasn't always cared about people and culture and, you know, how do we innovate? How do we transform the industry? Those weren't the questions that were on the minds and hearts of most of the leaders, right? It was very much a numbers-driven, production-driven, get it in, get it out, turn and burn people if you have to. If we're getting units out the door, that's all that matters. And quite frankly, Lippert was that way as well. We started off as a mom and pop business in Michigan, in Alma, Michigan, with Grandpa Lippert, you know, and over time continued to grow and evolve and see opportunity in different, you know, segments of the business. And so now we're in third generation. Our leader, Jason Lippert, had sort of this epiphany that there's a better way to do business. And if we do business better, we can win in the lives of our people and send them home happier and healthier and transform the world through that. But oh, by the way, as we do that, it changes how they show up every day, and we can keep our people longer. By the end of 2019, our attrition numbers were down to 30%, and the impact that we've seen that make on quality, efficiency, safety, innovation has been tremendous, right? And through those years, it's really changed how we've done business. And we talk as an executive team, the different mile markers from a revenue standpoint that we've hit over the years, and we're almost a $3 billion company now. And that's one of the things that we set out as like, hey, let's hit this target. But at the end of the day, we all come in with this purpose of how do we take care of our people and how do we grow our culture? And guess what? The byproduct of that is business growth. And so we are constantly making acquisitions. We are not slowing down. We are not getting smaller. And it's not of the intent to hit those revenue targets. It's with the intent of getting more people in our Lippert family to let them experience what a positive, thriving work culture can mean and be for them. And if we can go to work and have a better experience where we feel respected, where we feel cared for, where we feel like our ideas matter, where we can put our expertise into creating something special, then we believe that those people will go home happier and healthier. And when we do, they're gonna be better spouses, better parents, better friends, better community members. You're not gonna kick your dog walking into the house, right? And little by little, in all these little communities all over the world, we believe that we can start to change the world. And so, quite frankly, that's the vision that captivated my heart and brought me to Lippert and gets me excited about coming in every day. It's been really fun to see the evolution of women in the industry. And quite frankly, I'm new to the industry, so I haven't seen the history of it. And yet, I'm still often one of the only females in different rooms, throughout the company, because we are predominantly still a male-dominated industry and space. But what I love about the RV industry, too, is that they are passionate about winning. And I think that we value excellence more than we value what gender you are or what your socioeconomic background might be or what the color of your skin might be. This is a place where anybody from any background with any experience set can come and find a place to be great. And so within that desire for excellence and transformation, I think women have continued to find a great niche here. I mean, even just in our organization, we have several of our executives in all different functions who are women, right? You can just see sort of the spectrum, even in our executive staff, of the different functional expertise that they bring to the table. And then that's sprinkled throughout our entire organization, from accounting and finance to IT to marketing to operations. We've got some incredible women operations leaders as well that is just fun to see them grow and thrive. I think women bring a lot to the RV industry, obviously, and the inclusion of women around the table in these conversations, I think, just brings fresh ideas, different ways of understanding how we can grow, evolve, and collaborate towards the next version of ourselves as an industry. If you're looking for an opportunity, the RV industry is where it's at. I mean, there is so much diversity of work within the RV industry that regardless of what your background is, you can come and add value. There's a place at the table. And I encourage everybody to think about these three things as you bring to an organization or to an industry, but specifically if you are a minority in whatever group, for us as women within the RV industry, I always look at trust, being able to build relationships that are grounded in trust, competence, having a high level of competence. You got to be good at what you do. And if you want to sit at the table and bring something, you got to sit at the table and bring something. And so, having that trust, having that confidence or that competence in what you do, and then showing up with a level of confidence and trusting in what you've got and how you can bring it. And this place is wide open to bringing the absolute best into the industry or helping you grow into the absolute best. That's the other awesome thing about the RV industry. If you're willing to work hard and get it energized and injected into what you're doing, man, we can teach you anything. When you see a Lippert sticker somewhere, I hope you think two things. First of all, I hope you think that whenever, wherever, we make your experience better, because that's our hope. We want to make your RVing lifestyle experience better. So if you need anything, call us, all right? The second thing I hope you come to learn about us is the heartbeat of our organization, and that's to be a force for good in the world. And if you've got Lippert stickers on your RV, our hope is that you become a force for good to the people that you pull up next to in the campground, to the campground and nature itself, that we all start taking on this sense of personal responsibility and accountability to being a force for good in our own lives, to people's lives around us, and to the world where we get to live, work, and play.
off-the-road adventure camping to luxurious full-time RVing and everything in between, Forest River has the RV to fit your needs, budget, and outdoor lifestyle. To see our full line of trailers and motorhomes, visit forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcoal, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcoal refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcoal RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcoal.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Polk with RV Education 101. Did you know every component in a towing system has its own weight rating? It's true, and if you think about it, the hitch ball is what all the trailer tongue weight rests on and what pulls all the trailer's weight down the road. Let's take a closer look at this important component in the towing system. When you plan to tow a trailer, even a small trailer, two important components are the hitch ball and the coupler on the trailer. The hitch ball reveals some important information just by looking at it. First, it tells us the maximum amount of weight the ball itself is rated to tow. We'll talk more about this in a minute. Second, it tells us what the ball size is. Hitch balls have three basic measurements: the ball diameter, the shank diameter, and the shank length. Ball diameter sizes come in 1 7/8 inch, 2 inch, and 2 5/16 inch. The hitch ball base and shank play a major role in the hitch ball's weight rating. This is where the trailer's coupler comes in. The hitch ball size must be the correct size for the coupler on the trailer you are towing, and it must be rated to tow the trailer's gross vehicle weight rating. If you look closely at the coupler, you will see what ball size is required. Some couplers, especially on used trailers, have a few coats of paint, so you need to remove the layers of paint to get this information. With the hitch ball and coupler properly matched, let's talk briefly about the ball mounts. The ball mount is the removable part of the hitch that slides into the hitch receiver. For weight-carrying hitches, it might be necessary to find a ball mount with a drop or a rise to help level the trailer when it's hitched to the tow vehicle. Ball mounts are also rated by the amount of weight they can safely tow. An adjustable ball mount is used for heavier trailer applications. Adjustable ball mounts allow the ball to be raised, lowered, or tilted to compensate for trailer tongue weight and to attain proper height adjustment. Adjustable ball mounts are normally used with weight distributing hitches. So before you tow anything, a utility trailer, a boat trailer, or a travel trailer, always check the hitch ball, the coupler, and the ball mount to make sure the weight you are towing does not exceed the hitch component's weight capacities. Happy camping.
Wow, am I glad I used Aquachem. Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
Aquachem, the most powerful odor control available and the #1 seller for over 50 years.
Welcome to Rollin' on TV's Paws on Board. I'm Dr. Fitz, this is Theo. Today we're going to be talking about pet first aid kits. Most of us enjoy being able to take our pets on the road. We come prepared with their food, water, toys, a leash, everything they might need along the way. But what if there's an emergency? Do you have supplies with you to quickly care for your pet? In this segment, I'll be going over some of the items that you should pack with you to make a first aid kit for your pet. This list is not exhaustive, but it will contain items that you would need to help your pet in common situations. These items are also meant to provide care to your pet quickly, so you have time to get them to a veterinarian. Your pet should always be examined by a veterinarian if there's a medical emergency. All of the items that you see here on this table would be important to include in a pet first aid kit. First, clean gauze, Coban, scissors, and a non-adherent dressing are important to have in your kit. If your pet sustains a wound, you can quickly cover it to protect it from further contamination while you transport your dog to a vet. The non-adherent dressing is important so that the bandage doesn't stick to the wound. That can be really painful when it has to be removed later. The layers that you'll want to include on a bandage. First, you'll place the non-adherent dressing against the wound. Then you'll have some gauze for padding and to absorb any blood. And then you'll have your Coban, which is a self-adhesive type bandage to hold your bandage material onto the wound. Again, wound covers are temporary only and are a means to protect the wound while you transport your pet to a veterinarian. Antiseptic wipes and triple antibiotic ointment are also helpful to be able to clean and dress small cuts that your dog might sustain when playing or hiking. Second, hydrogen peroxide and a medication dosing syringe are important to have in your kit. If your pet ingests something toxic, as dogs are prone to do, such as chocolate, unknown berries, anything like that on the trail, or even animal bait, it can be life-saving to make your pet vomit and get those items out of their stomach. Hydrogen peroxide works as an irritant to the stomach lining and causes dogs to throw up. You should contact your veterinarian for the dose of peroxide that's appropriate for your dog. Vomiting is most effective within about 30 to 60 minutes of ingestion. So if it's been longer, get your pet to a veterinarian immediately for treatment. You should not attempt to give peroxide more than twice in one episode. As I said, it's a stomach irritant. High doses of peroxide can cause severe irritation to the stomach lining and actually lead to more problems later on. If the peroxide doesn't work, get your pet to a veterinarian for treatment. A word of caution. If your pet has ingested something that makes them dizzy, sleepy, or in any way not responsive, you should never give them anything by mouth. This can lead to choking or even inhaling the hydrogen peroxide. If your pet is not acting normally, they need immediate medical attention. Next, Benadryl. Super important to have in any first aid kit. If your pet's stung by a bee, eats a bee as dogs tend to do, or starts to have an allergic reaction, starting Benadryl and being able to give that with antihistamines is important to help reduce that allergic reaction. Check with your vet for Benadryl dosing that's appropriate for your dog. Some allergic reactions can be very severe and lead to facial swelling and closure of the airways. This can be a medical emergency and requires immediate veterinary attention. For milder reactions, if you've given Benadryl and aren't seeing much improvement within about an hour, your pet may need additional medications to reduce that reaction. So again, contact your veterinarian. Next, tweezers are essential to help remove any ticks that may have hitched a ride on your pet. Always thoroughly check your dog for ticks each day, making sure to check behind and in the ears, between the toes and the paw pads, and on the face. There are also commercial tick removers available that make removing ticks fairly easy. Finally, an instant cold pack can be beneficial to have on hand. If your pet sustains an injury, you can start icing the area right away, or you can help your dog cool off on hot days. These are just some of the items that I would include in a pet first aid kit that can be immensely helpful on the road. Hopefully this information allows you to travel comfortably and safely with your pet. For more information about traveling safely with your pets, visit RollinOnTV.com. Tune in next time for more pet health information. I'm Dr. Fitz, this is Theo. Thanks for watching Paws on Board.
For additional information on anything featured on this week's show, along with additional stories, videos, and information about RVs, camping, and the RV lifestyle, along with the latest news and trends, be sure to visit our website at RollinOnTV.com. As usual, this has been another fun production.